morning, Bucknutters. Welcome into the Bucknuts Morning 5 here on Monday, August 24th, 2015. I am Dave Biddle. We will get to our Alex Gleitman later in the show. He will give you the latest on basketball recruiting. Yes, Ohio State basketball recruiting. But first, I want to touch on the Joey Bosa situation. I don't want to say this is much ado about nothing because I'm sure Urban Meyer does not appreciate seeing Joey Bosa in handcuffs, but compared to all the rumors we heard when this first came out, it doesn't seem too serious to me. For those that might have missed it, which I'm guessing is like less than 1% of you, Joey Bosa was detained by Columbus police late Saturday night, was not arrested, was not charged, was not even given a ticket. There's all kinds of rumors out there that maybe he threw a trash can in the street or a magazine rack in the street, a newspaper rack. But as far as we can tell, there are no facts behind that. Again, no arrest, and he wasn't even ticketed. So I imagine Joey Bosa is going to get to know Mickey Marotti maybe a little better than he already does, if that's possible. But other than that, I don't think much is going to come of this. A lot of people have asked, well, might they tack on an extra game suspension? I don't think so. I mean, what kind of message would that send? He wasn't even given a ticket for anything. Now, maybe Urban Meyer knows something that we don't, and maybe Joey will be suspended for the Hawaii game in addition to the opener. But as it stands right now, I really doubt we're going to see Joey Bosa suspended for more than just the opener. And now for the latest on Buckeye basketball recruiting, let's head out to the Big Apple and check in with our Alex Gleitman.
Usually this time of year, talking Ohio State football recruiting and things heating up on the trail as season gets underway at the high school and the college level. But today we're going to be talking a little bit about Ohio State basketball recruiting. Thad Matta and his staff usually at this point of the year are focused on getting their team ready for the fall. Season kicks off in November, but they also use this time of year to host players on official visits and unofficial visits at football games to kind of give them the feel of what all the school spirit and what the community is like at Ohio State. It's obviously a great selling tool for Thad and his staff, and this year they're going to be using that tool to try to help sell one of the nation's top players in the class of 2016, five-star guard Kobe Simmons from Alpharetta, Georgia, St. Francis High School. Now, a few weeks ago, we had an update that Simmons' top three consisted of Kentucky, Xavier, and Ohio State. And while two of those three schools remain the same, the Xavier Musketeers seem to be out as they are full for their class at guard and have moved on. But a team has replaced them in the UNLV Runnin' Rebels. So right now, the plan is for Simmons to take an official visit to Kentucky next weekend, August 28th, to take one to UNLV on September 4th, and then Ohio State was supposed to host Simmons on September 18th when they play Northern Illinois, but instead, the 18th and 19th, but instead will host Simmons on September 11th and 12th when they play the Hawaii Warriors. Now, this is big news for Ohio State, getting Simmons to take an official visit. Right now, there's optimism behind the scenes that Ohio State will indeed land the number 6 player in the country, the number 2 combo guard, and the top player overall in Georgia. But at the same time, they're going to have to avoid a commitment to Kentucky and UNLV. Now, I'm hearing Kentucky may have cooled on Simmons a bit. He may not be as high of a priority for them as he once was based on who's on their board and who's still out there, but they're still hosting him for officials, so you always have to watch John Calipari and the Wildcats. UNLV has done really well in the recruiting trail. They put out a couple number 1 picks over the last few years. They're a team that could be dangerous. They could be a sleeper in this. They kind of crept into things, but I still tend to think the relationships on the Ohio State side, and again, that optimism that I'm hearing behind the scenes could help Thad Matta land a very important player at the guard position moving forward. Ohio State has a great track record at landing players when they take official visits. You look at guys like D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Lee, Trevor Thompson, guys who people weren't sure Ohio State had a great shot at when they came in for their officials, and they ended up committing on or shortly thereafter their trips. And I think you could see another situation like that with Kobe Simmons. The interesting thing will be what happens if Simmons does commit. Ohio State currently has 2 players pledged in their 2016 class in Derek Funderburk and Micah Potter, and there's no more room, meaning that someone on the current roster will either have to transfer or go pro after the season, or, as we've heard some rumors, Micah Potter could potentially reclassify to the 2017 recruiting cycle. He recently transferred to Montverde Academy. It's not out of the question that could be in the cards. But, Again, if Ohio State were to land Simmons, I think you take him and you figure out the situation later, whether that's Potter reclassifying, someone leaving after this year, some other solution to the problem. At the end of the day, you can't pass on a talent like Kobe Simmons, and Ohio State has a great chance to land him.
Thank you very much, Alex. It's great to know the Buckeyes are in a great position to get such a highly rated player like Kobe Simmons. For football recruiting, the dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurlick, has his wildly popular What I Am Hearing column already posted to the site for subscribers. It includes items on Gregory Little, Tyjon Lindsey, Tony Gray's visit to Ohio State this past weekend, and much more. Again, that is for subscribers only. If you are not a subscriber, make sure you try our 30-day free trial. You get all of our recruiting coverage. It takes you through the rest of camp, and it takes you through the first 3 games of the season. So try our 30-day free trial if you're not already a Bucknut subscriber. There's been a schedule change with Ohio State's open practice and interviews today. It was originally scheduled for a morning practice. We were going to get a chance to watch the Buckeyes practice at 9 a.m., but that has now been moved to 6 p.m. So we're going to watch the Buckeyes practice at 6 p.m., and then after practice around 8 p.m., we're going to interview Chris Ash and the safeties and Tony Alford and the running backs. So tonight on the site, we're going to have for you a practice video. We're going to have a practice report. We're going to have stories and bolts with Chris Ash and the safeties and Tony Alford and the running backs. So make sure you keep it locked to Bucknuts. And once again, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you try our 30-day free trial. What a great time to do so. Thanks again to Alex Gleitman, and thanks to you for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. Take it away, best damn band in the land.